Hi there, welcome to week 2 of Tonight on My Table, where I use products that I have laying around to create something exciting. My name is Sandy Zimmer and I'm a Close to My Heart maker from Canada. Tonight I'm going to show you how to create this fun little card using these hummingbirds and these adorable little pansies. Now I'm just going to show you that I'm coloring them really quickly. I'm using the hydrangea blend here. You'll see later that I'll use the ice blue blend, the dull green blend, and the coral blend to create these beautiful images. Color these beautiful images, pardon me. So I love to color. I love to use our triblend markers. We still have a few available on our website, but we don't carry the full line of them anymore. But they still are one of my favorite things to use, and I know that many of you have them, so I still will use them periodically to color things in and just show you some techniques with. Now you'll see here I have sped up the video, but I do color this in pretty quickly. I don't worry about coloring everything in 100%. There's lots of white spaces left. I'm doing a little bit of blending with the dark as I put it in there, just some little wisps to show off those cute little pansies. And yeah, I'm going around really quickly. So just a little bit of background on this. Pansies were my mom's favorite flower, and her favorite color was blue. So my inspiration kind of came from my mom and her favorites here. So I'm creating this fun little card in memory of my mother. And that's always fun to do too, right? You need a little bit of inspiration. So I'm just lifting those up to show you that there's still quite a bit of white space left there. They're not colored fully in all the way. Here I'm coming in with the dull green. It's one of my favorite colors. I use it all the time. And again, you'll see that I'm not coloring it in all the way. Those leaves have quite a bit of white space, and they're going to stay with quite a bit of white space actually. So I'm using the medium here, and then I will come in with the dark just to add a little bit of interest and a little bit of depth. You'll see on that one that I'm coloring right now, when I used my thin cut to cut it, I sort of had my paper off to the side a little bit, but I wanted to use it tonight just to show you that even though, you know, sometimes we mess up when we cut something out or we do something, we can still use it and just be a little bit more creative with how we use it. So now I'm adding in my dark of my dull green here, and it's just creating some shadows and again a little bit of depth. So you'll see me go through that really quickly. If you're enjoying these videos, I'd really love it if you would subscribe to my channel. That means that you're going to get a notification when I post something new. This Tonight on My Table is something that I'm trying for 2024, and my goal is to post one a week. I don't know how great I'm going to be at that because life tends to get in the way, but I'm going to do my best. So if you're interested in that, hit subscription there and then you'll get a notification. Now, remember I said blue is my mom's favorite color? Are hummingbirds blue? I don't really think so, but I'm using a little creative freedom here, and I'm using this ice blue blend, and I'm also going to use the colors that I used on the pansies to create these hummingbirds. And when you have creative or artistic freedom, I think you can use whatever you really like, whatever makes your heart happy. And I think that's part of what art is all about and what creating is all about, is just making your heart happy, and you know, a little bit of stress relief is just doing what you want to do. So that's what I'm doing here. So I'm adding that hydrangea blend in. I'm using the light and the mediums there. I'm coming in with that green as well, the dull green. I'm starting with the light, and hummingbirds often have green on them. So, you know, I figured that was fair game. And I'm just going to come in, again, I'm leaving a lot of white space as I go here. You can tell that I'm not being very careful. I'm doing it very quickly. It is sped up, but I'm still doing it extremely quickly. I'm adding a little bit of shadow here for a little bit of depth. And then I'm going to come in with my lighter colors, pardon me, to help me blend that darkness in so it's not quite so stark. But as I said, I love using these markers. They really make coloring easy, and they make me look like I know what I'm doing, even though I really don't. Again, going back to my post here, if you'd give me a thumbs up or if you'd leave me a comment, that helps me with my YouTube channel as well. Of course, if you could do the ultimate and order from my website if you're in Canada, My name is Sandy Zim, and Sandy Zimmer, pardon me, and my website is sandyzim.ctmh.com. Or you can also do sandyzim.closetomyheart.ca. Either one of those will work. I often get them mixed up when I'm doing these videos and I say the wrong thing, but those two are accurate and those two will work if you'd like to place an order. So again, I'm going to lift them up and just show you how those look. Now, hummingbirds to me, they have kind of those sparkly, glimmery wings, so I had to add the stickles, this diamond stickles, and it is one of my favorite products. We don't currently carry it, but you know, you could write a letter to Close to My Heart or send them an email and suggest they bring it back, because I think it is a fabulous product and I use it a ton. Luckily, I have a few left in my stash. So there's the hummingbird with that stickles on there, and I'm going to show you, and hopefully it'll catch the light so you can see how beautiful that is. Now I'm just adding the coral blend in here for the feet. And I didn't want to go too orange, but I did want to kind of go, you know, that traditional color. Although I think their feet are really more of a gray, but that's okay. So I had this paper, if you remember from last week, I had it sitting on my table, and I had cut out that thin cut using the 3x3 postage frame. So I'm going to use those, and also the buildable tags, which is a retired product, is where I got that tag from. So I'm just going to layer these up. Remember we talked about how I had kind of made a mistake there when I cut out that flower? Well, I'm just going to line it up against the side there, and no one will be the wiser, unless, of course, they've watched this video. Then they'll know, but we won't tell anybody, right? So here I am just sort of putting these items in place here, sort of dry fitting them, although they do have adhesive on them, so I guess I can't call it dry fitting anymore. But I'm just sort of putting them down to see where I want to go. Just a little FYI, those little hummingbirds are still not dry, but I am just so excited to put this together. I had to go ahead and do my placements. So now I'm trying to look at these two sets and decide what sentiments I want to use. And they both have really great sentiments on them. I decide You're the Sweetest is what I want to do. So I'm taking those stamps off the carrier sheet there. And you'll see that I'm using the carrier. I do this all the time. I'm using the carrier to decide where I want it to go, what the placement's going to be, and if I need to move anything over. So you'll see I rub that stamp up on my hand there, and that is just to get a little bit of that new filament off that is on the stamps when they're first made. So I just rub that off, and then I do a little bit of inking there, stamp it off on a piece of paper to make sure that it's looking good, and then go right on to my card base. Now I'm adding the You're the. Sorry, you can hear my dog in the background here. I am recording in my house, and so that is just part of, you know, what happens around home. So she just wants to say hi, I guess. Likely somebody's walking by the house. She's a great guard dog, and she lets me know every time somebody moves out there. So I apologize if you can hear her in the background. So again, these hummingbirds are wet, and so that's why I'm being pretty careful about how I'm doing it. I'm sort of placing them on there to see where I want them to go. I like it, but I feel like it's a little crowded in that one corner there. So I'm just going to move over this little cluster of flowers here, the pansies, over to the middle just a little bit more so that I can put that smaller hummingbird in the bottom right-hand corner there. And then I'm just going to press everything down. So here's a close-up look of the finished product. And here's a quick look of the products that I used. I'm just going to hold that up and hope that I can show you the shimmer that's on those hummingbirds, because they are so cute with that. I hope you love this set, and if you do, like I said, check it out on my website. I will leave a little bit of a description of the products that I used in the description. So if you're interested in getting those, of course you can. There is that thin cut set that is no longer available. It's retired, but I just thought I'd show you it in case you have it in your stash. Look at the glitter on those little hummingbirds. Aren't they so cute? Again, my name is Sandy Zimmer, and I'm so glad that you joined me today on my YouTube channel. Bye for now.